All right. Welcome in, everybody, to Monday's edition of Daily Bread. Coming at you live right at 105 on the East Coast. The best way to be starting off your week to make sure you get that payment sent to you from your bookie via Cash App or Venmo every Monday. This is the spot to be. We were just live together on Saturday's episode for Paid for Play. Hope you all tapped in and watched us there. We had a pretty decent day with UNC coming through at the end to save us. Nova was a no show. But on today's episode, that we're live on Twitter at Daily Bread Media. Like, retweet, follow if you already aren't. And on YouTube, the number one spot to be. Shout out to Finesse the Books. The first one in here, he's already talking his shit, saying Kansas about
Boy,
to roll them. We'll be talking about the solo Premier League game today that kicks off in 2 hours, and then we'll be talking about the game where Sosa 9:20 start tonight. I know you're a sleepy guy. You gonna be able to make it through the entire game, even though your Tar Heels are playing?
don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. There's a reason why no one can ever get through to you on Sundays. Just saying.
Why?
Because you be asleep.
Nah.
Yep.
Yesterday's show, we were supposed to. I was sitting here ready to go live, but well, we were ready. I was ready at least.
I did. That did happen to me yesterday. So yeah, got through the weekend. Sixers won last night. The NBA's been on some wild shit the last couple of days, but we maneuvered that pretty well. Yeah. I don't know what else from the weekend am I missing? What am I missing? Am I missing anything? North
You know,
Carolina.
the NBA's doing the college hoops of style and just saying, yeah, we won't play any games today. You're welcome.
No NBA games. No, we're not gonna play any of those today. No NBA bets for today. Trying to think what else. Like I said, things have come together quite well. I'm just excited for tonight, man. I'm glad that the NBA showed some respect to men's basketball, but where was that when the women's championship last night? That was pretty disrespectful. You clear your schedule for tonight because you want to showcase the guys that are going to play in your league. What was the respect for the women's game? Shout out to Aaliyah Boston. Shout out to Philly's own Dawn Staley winning a championship last night. We will acknowledge women's hoops on this show. Women's hoops is at the most skilled level it's ever been in the history of the sport. And I don't think we acknowledge it enough because it's not dunks and crazy Steph Curry threes. But the women's game has evolved to a point where it's wildly entertaining and it's actually great coaching and just great play all around. So shout out to South Carolina basketball, led by Philly's own Don Staley, winning a championship. And yeah, that's a big deal. That's a big deal. You feel me?
Wow. You're hating on Gino, who's from Norristown, not too far away from Philly.
Man, fuck Gino. I'm sorry, I don't fuck with that guy. And also that Diana Taurasi, Sue Bird stuff was so corny and forced and just weak. Like next time, just man, they were terrible, dog. That shit wasn't even funny or cool. It's just corny. Like that shit was whack. That's all I got really. Like I said, shout out to South Carolina, wire to wire winner in the national championship, getting Gino Auriemma back.
Looked like Sosa's betting on women hoops too, because got people thanking them in the comments for what you like. Was it 4?
Oh man, I knew they would win the game handily. I knew it wouldn't be close. I did lay the 4 though. Yeah, of course. That was the easiest money ever. Them little, they couldn't match up with what they saw last night. They seen something different. The girls from South Carolina were ready to go. Shout out to, like I said, again, shout out to Aaliyah Boston, the pride of Worcester Academy. It's funny, her last name's Boston and she's from Boston. So again, shout out to her and shout out to the South Carolina Gamecocks. If you guys do get an opportunity, make sure you guys check out the Dawn Staley's post game. It's one of the most inspiring things you'll hear. And yeah, just shout out to her, man. I'm big on women's hoops. I'm big on pushing the game. So last night was a monumental moment for South Carolina basketball and just women's basketball in general. So yeah, I know you got some tips for people in the Arsenal match today. So let's get to that one, man. Let's get to it.
Yeah, let's get right into today's plays. Probably going to be extremely quick since we only got 2 games for everyone. That's just the way we got to do that. Make sure you type in for the Diamond Club the last week to get in there before baseball season starts. So you definitely want to be hopping in there. Tennis plays are posted already. So all the action throughout the day, that's the spot to be. Premier League. We got one of my favorite angles on the board here, and I think I might be going against it in the Crystal Palace Arsenal match here. Because when you get the road favorite, especially when you can get it under or above the minus mark and the total set at 2.5, I like that angle to play the over solely from the fact that the dog is at home. You think they can muster one through. And at the same point, the better team on the road's got to get the one through for the result here. But I'm going to be going with both teams to score no at even money. That's sitting out there on FanDuel. I think Arsenal get out through here, potentially with a clean sheet win. So I'm backing on Crystal Palace not getting through here. But I don't think we see both teams score. The defense for Arsenal has been there. When you look at the recent results between these two clubs, of both teams to score no hasn't came through in recent time. So this is where I think we get one through here today. Looks like Sam might be rocking with Arsenal, but I'm just going to take the both teams to score no.
Oh yeah, I'm not. I have. I'm only going to bet both teams to score no. That's it. That's all I have.
You can get the Arsenal money line that's sitting out there like minus 117 on my book. Not the worst angle there. I just
Terrible value.
don't want to be touching that first game off the international break. I think we could see a little bit of a snoozer.
Absolutely.
All right, that was quick and easy. National championship time. So you can go narrative wise or you could go stats wise. We always got to start off narrative base here. Sosa, did you guys just already, or not did you guys, did they already win their championship?
No. I mean, listen,
you weren't supposed to be here.
If
you end the K season again.
If you are a North Carolina basketball fan, we've won. We've already won. Now we're gonna win tonight. Listen, we've won, but the war's not over. War's not over. We defeated the evil empire, yes, but there's still a gnat at the barbecue that we got to slap up tonight. There's always one hanging on, we're gonna handle them tonight. I'm on North Carolina money line. Let's just get that out the way. Not because I'm a fan, but because you can say narrative, you can say whatever you want. Right now, we are fully prepared to win. If you want to put your money on McCormack against our front line, I know everybody's going to bring up the Baycott injury or ankle twist or whatever the hell you want to call it.
He's playing.
He's question about the best drugs on earth. They're gonna make sure that he's good to go. I am fine. I am not fine with going out and losing tonight. I also think we match up extremely well. All that stuff with Villanova. Villanova was unable to really play their game, and it's very difficult to ever really get into a rhythm when they just blitz you and smoke you from the beginning. Kansas wasn't missing, right? So like the whole second half of the game, the refs weren't calling anything, and that's really you weren't really expecting it because Villanova, they never called fouls on Villanova all season. And then Kansas was just not missing. So they were so effective in the first half that they could really just just chill out and enjoy the rest of the game. For me, I feel as though Kansas may have blew their load in the first game. They played so well to duplicate that against a team that is going to be much better on the boards, much better defensively, especially in the paint, not necessarily on the perimeter because Kansas, again, has been great throughout this tournament. I like North Carolina on the money line. I think our bigs are more versatile. I think Brady Manick will have his way. And if you just watch this team, they're not an 8 seed. The way they played against Duke down the stretch was just great. They matched all Duke's buckets. All you Duke fans that don't know that continuation doesn't exist in college basketball, I'm glad you learned that on Saturday because that wasn't a fucking and one. And y'all want to keep crying about the and one. How about those 2 free throws that Mark Williams absolutely smoked? that they don't want to acknowledge. He stepped to the line and threw up 2 bricks with the money on the line. Please stop.
My only counteract to this is, other than Baylor, first team you're playing that has incredible defense the entire tournament. Other than Baylor, this is the only team that can match up and potentially not have the Tar Heels shoot over 55%. Because sure, Duke, like we said on the Pay for Play show, if Duke's going to make it go bucket for bucket with you, UNC is going to win the game because Duke can't stop anyone on defense, and North Carolina actually has a pulse. The question here is, who's going to be covering Agbaji in my one-on-one? Because if you can slow him down and get him, like we said, under 15 points, you're going to have more than a shot, because the +4 is a little bit surprising when you come out. I think that might be a point higher just because of the Baycott injury. I believe this was supposed to be a game previously in the season in Vegas, but Kansas had got a COVID outbreak, and that's when UNC got smoked by Kentucky that next game, because that was supposed to be like a 2-header. I think they might put Leaky Black on Agbaji. I don't know. They might put him on Wilson. That's kind of where, when I've been going through the one-on-one matchups, it might come down to Caleb Love, but I don't think they need to extenuate Love that much on defense against Agbaji when they need him on the offensive end there. So that's kind of where, coming out early in the game, I'm going to try to be seeing keying on there. The second part is, I think Kansas will be able to play much better defense than Duke and potentially Baylor did. They won it for a reason in the Big 12. I don't think people are sleeping on Kansas. I don't want to be laying the 4 here, but I think where UNC has excelled the whole season, I think Kansas has a legitimate chance to combat it. If you just get more than 10 offensive rebounds, I think UNC wins. If it's less than that mark, I think it's an L. That's the way I'm taking it, because that's going to be your changing factor, because Kansas hits the offensive boards at a great rate, but they don't clean it that well. That's their one weak spot that I can find on this squad.
I can't argue with anything you said. I mean, Kansas has performed absolutely brilliantly in this tournament. They have executed at a high level in every game except for the first half of the game prior to Villanova. And then in the second half, we just saw them absolutely just smoke. Was it Providence? Was it Providence they smoked in the second half?
Miami.
They absolutely just smoked them. That's exactly who I was going to speak on. Everybody's talking about Caleb Love. RJ Davies and Caleb Love have been the ultimate tag team in this tournament. If you caught any of WrestleMania last night, very, 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 very weak very, very weak final card. But we'll talk about that in Spaces or something. That main event was weak as fuck. I think RJ has a good game. I think that I'm going to revert back to something I've said every single game in this tournament. If we have one guard play well, we're going to win the game. That doesn't change. It doesn't change. Every single game, it's either RJ, it's either Caleb. We've made every adjustment. Hubert Davis has pushed every correct button. I don't see that changing tonight. 8 seed, get the ring. That's what we're going to do tonight. I'm not worried or concerned in any way. This team is battle tested. We've murdered our arch rival. I would not be surprised to see Coach K back on the bench next year, because this is some emotional shit he had to deal with.
Not a chance.
I'm hoping, man, But other than that, like I said,
I'm not picking a side here in this one.
It's
no
okay.
one cares about your bracket.
Is on North Carolina tonight.
Yes, from that perspective, 100%. You can rock with Sosa in that one. I'm not giving out an angle because no one cares about your bracket. But if Kansas does come through, I take them the big cash. I'm rocking with the under. And this is kind of where Sosa – I think this game ends at 147 is where my numbers have it, which kind of scares me off the full game total because the fouls at the end can send that over. I was looking at team total perspective because do we really see Kansas scoring 78 points tonight?
I'm not going to lie, bro. I think the game could be played in the 80s. It could go either way with this one. Kansas has been so efficient from three. They can get points in the paint. Same goes for North Carolina. North Carolina can get points in the paint, can shoot you from three. It's a toss-up for me. Honestly, game script is going to game script and fouls are going to dictate a lot in this one. Like if McCormack gets 2 fouls early, if Baycott gets 2 fouls early, that could really affect the way the game's played.
What if Baycott's ankle is actually a legit issue?
He a silverback, dog. He's from Richmond, Virginia. Ain't gonna be no issues. It's one game. He trying to get the bread. Trust me. Trust me. I know where he come from. He ready. He's ready. He's ready for tonight. There's nothing that's going to be holding him back. One of them might get 2 fouls early. We saw that. And I warned about this in the in the Duke game. Mark Williams got into foul trouble early, and North Carolina still did not capitalize. In the second half, they did. Coach K sat him for 16 minutes in the first half, bro.
Yeah, one thing I was not expecting.
And they were right in it. They were leading at half. That's crazy to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the offenses are too efficient, but the national tournament game is where you get a little bit of the jitters more than the rest. So we'll stick with the first half under 71.5 at -110 here. Don't want to deal with the full time fouls. Jitters, slow. Think we get a slow one here. Defenses have to show up here. If especially for UNC, I think if they're going to try to outscore this team and rely on being able to get buckets every time down the court, it's going to be one that bites them in the ass a little bit more. Because Kansas or North Carolina, who's going to blitz? That's where it's going to be. The team that gets the first 10-0 run will probably potentially win this one here because both of these teams have relied on the first half blitzes right around that 10-minute mark. They ride out the first 8 minutes, and then one of the teams have just put their foot down. Kansas just did it right off the bat to start the last game against Nova.
I was about to say that, except against Villanova, Kansas just started beating their ass from the opening whistle. So, like I said, I'm a fan. You can fade or tail, fade, however the fuck you want to say it. I believe North Carolina is the better team. I think we get the job done today. That's my firm expectation and belief. Hubert Davis has shown us that in a tournament setting, he's lights out. He's made every adjustment, pushed every button. I don't see it changing tonight. I'm not going to get into a soliloquy about how much I don't trust Bill Self because he's shut me up every fucking game for the last 4. So
this one might just be talent over anything else as well.
And I think we have more talent.
It's them, Kansas on the defensive end. That's what flipped Miami, and that's what flipped Villanova from the start. And that's why I just think Kansas is going to be the best defense you've seen. They've taken down Baylor when they played them. That's one thing that UNC just hasn't seen so far this year because the rest of the teams, I don't want to say they're weak defensively, but they're not at Kansas's level.
We play defense too.
Oh, I know you do, but I was just saying this is the first time you're facing a real one. And Baylor made you sweat, but Manic, I don't know. It'll be a great.
How do you pronounce his name? Is it Braun or Brown? Christian Braun?
Yeah, Braun.
Yeah, total non-factor tonight.
Yeah, that's where I didn't even mention his name. McCormack and Baycott's been the one that's been talked about the most. That's where I'm expecting to see Leaky on Abaji. And if they go with Caleb Love there, I don't know if I'd like that one. Yeah, Jerry, there's not a shot I was retiring. I literally showed up to Sosa's house the next day.
And we pulled up at my crib the next day, bro. Like, come on, yeah. I almost thought he was serious, to be honest, and then he pulled up and cleared it up.
Jerry's rocking with Kansas, though. Sit back, enjoy the game tonight. We'll get the NBA action back going. Masters, Thursday, #1 spot to get the action on that. We'll definitely have a guest on for that this week. I think we'll even have a UFC guest for this weekend as well, since it's 273. You already know he's been on once before. Going to try to get him on, but jump over to the Diamond Club for the Masters plays.
Be smart. Be smart. Be smart. Obviously, we're betting on Tiger. Duh. No, I'm just kidding.
So this is on UNC. I want both teams to score no in Arsenal and Crystal Palace, and I'm on the first half under. Quick and easy show, 2 games. We still got 20 minutes out of it.
RJ Davis over 14.5. Hey, real quick.
Ooh, you adding that? You like RJ to get over 14?
Yeah, you seen the Nuggets last night or yesterday?
What, struggle with the Lakers?
I'm glad you noticed that. Glad you noticed that. That's all. I got
The
nothing else.
Pels didn't come through, though. But it's all right. They got that cushion. They're safe.
Oh
They
yeah,
just got to get the Spurs to get a dub.
you don't got to worry when you got a 2-game lead or a 3-game lead on the bum ass Lakers.
Yeah, I'll have to clip that one. Shout out if you guys were all the way rocking us back on October 18th. Cashed the 2 official NBA win season totals tomorrow because they needed the 80 game played. So that's why I waited for today to tweet it out. Till tomorrow, give us a like, give us a subscribe. We out.